Hello, hello. Hello? Hello? Can everybody hear that? Hello, hello. Let's try this. Hello? Can you hear me now? How is that? We will try this. Hello? Oh! Hello, there I am. Oh! Hello, there I am. Okay. Yes? Is that a yes from everybody? Okay, we did it. Okay, apologies everybody. I don't know what the deal with that was. In the end, I was sitting here clicking settings left and right. All I had to do was unplug the mic and plug it back in. I'll tell you, today has been quite a tech day. The internet goes out in the morning. The mic just randomly decides to go out. A very strange thing. In Streamlabs here on the monitor, I could hear myself. Oh no! Now there's an echo. Really? Oh no! There was an echo for a second there because I was testing the sound on my end there. I like to do that as my good luck charm. But there's no echo now, right? What a wonderful start to this stream. Wonderful. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Well, hello. Welcome. Yeah, so apologies for the missed stream this morning. My internet service provider, I don't know what was wrong with them. We didn't lose internet. We just had like internet at the speeds of like 1995. So hopefully now it's fixed. I don't know if that had something to do with it. Probably not. Mauricio, hello, hello. Hi, Ham and everyone. Yep, we had some technical difficulties, unfortunately. But now we're going. Now we're good. Now we're here. All right, so where did we leave off? Tonight's going to be an exciting one. I think tonight we are fighting our war of independence against the Ottomans. We are now the United Principalities. Awesome, awesome. So we are the United Principalities. We now have Moldavia as a subject. We'll have to keep an eye on their liberty desire. Look at that. Maybe we'll just start improving relations right off the bat there. We've got All for One going. Oh, and we also got Romanian Bessarabia. So we are now, and Romanian Dobruja. So we have access to the sea. So we are now in the sea. So yeah, let's incorporate those guys. So what are we building? Yeah, so we're getting ready. We're building up some barracks. Getting ready for the war. We have... Where is it? We have Russia supporting our independence. So they're going to join up on our side. So basically, we are going to finish the build queue here. We're going to get through here and give us one more artillery foundry, add another construction sector, and then I think we're declaring independence from the Ottomans. We pretty much have the liberty desire for it. We'll just do one of these guys when it's time, and then we will do it. Let's make sure, though, this thing with Moldavia is worrying me. Yeah, let's evangelize them. Or maybe no. Let's just exempt them from service. I don't think they have a lot anyway, right? Yeah, they have a little bit. Well, we'll hold off. We'll see. You should also take the rest of... I think you mean Dobruja from the Ottomans. Absolutely. Yep, we are taking this. Because we need this in order to get the achievement. So, away we go. We are off. We started from no sound, and now we're here. Let's do this. We got an awesome new flag here, right? The United Principalities. All right. Man, starting off with technical issues really, really makes you have to rebound here. All right. So what are we passing? We should be passing a law of some kind. Because we have laws that we need to pass. Oh, we're still on serfdom. We should probably give... Well, I've been saying the last couple streams, I think I play a little too conservatively. We have a 10% success chance on tenant farmers or homesteading. So let's just go for homesteading and get off of serfdom. If it's going to take you 33 months to get through that build list, you may be a bit late. Russia is only support... Oh, man, thank you. You see, it is so good to have help. Oh my god. Such a good catch. I would have been so pissed. Look at that. They'll do this without even without even needing the power block embassy. Okay. Let's just do it for like another 10 years. Why not? Or actually, we're not even paying any... We're not even paying influence for it now. We might as well just do this. I mean, it's... I certainly damn well hope we don't have to take 25 years to get independence, but let's do that. And you get 10 points today. Thank you. Good. Re-upped that one. Are you going to colonize Africa as well? I think we will before the end of this run. We probably won't get to that tonight. We still would need to pass some type of colonization law before we get there. Who do we have in the government now? Right, good. We should keep patriotic fervor going. I really do want to tackle slavery before we lose this guy, because he is an abolitionist. But we shall see, we shall see. Alright, so we're amicable. Okay, so what's happening here? Oh, our relative prestige. Economic dependence. So we need to work on that. You'll also liberate some countries from the Ottomans as well. Yeah, probably. I mean, it depends on how many diplomatic maneuvers we got, but if we can, yeah, ideally Serbia and maybe even Bulgaria down here, but it'll depend on what we have available to us. All right, let's give these guys... we could give them exempt from service. I don't like doing offer knowledge sharing because we need our tech spread. Yeah, let's just exempt them from service for now. And maybe take it back when we need to. We should work on... Well, yeah, our economic dependence, because we're in the Ottoman market. You know, I wonder if when we get independence, if they'll be a little more economically dependent on us. Oh, we should also be keeping an eye on our budget here. Time to sell a building. Hey, canneries. Excellent. Okay. A steel mill. A steel mill that's not very profitable. Let's make it profitable. Yes. Let's use steel tools. We'll put it up for sale. It's not going to sell now, but eventually. And maybe we'll do a rural building while we're at it. We don't have any rural buildings. Okay, okay. Well, let's slow the decline here a little bit. Transportation and... I hate to do... We'll do this very temporarily. We don't want to be taxing clothing for that long. Yeah, as soon as this fixes up, we'll be done doing that. Okay. Now, while we do that, can we get anybody else interested in helping us? Well, let's see what this is. A court clash over homesteading erupts between a few families. The early bird homesteaders each claim the same land in Romanian Dobruja. The dispute has called the legislation into question. Well, okay. So we're gonna... Okay, so we're losing 15% enactment time no matter what. The rural folk are super happy, so we can afford to lose 3 on them. You should build in your subject to increase the economic dependency. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely will need to do that. Ooh, yeah, they're very much against this. Oh, because they're genial. So they have very good relations with the Ottomans, so not so much. So I don't know if we're getting any other major power involved in this. But Russia is enough. Now I believe we're building this because we don't have any ports there, right? Yeah. A storage tank full to the brim with molasses intended for rum distillation has burst, flooding the streets of Bucharest's commercial center, killing dozens and injuring hundreds of bystanders. Well, we don't want 5 years of negative 50% throughput to food industries because we're going to need that. We're going to need groceries as a input for our barracks. We're going to hate to say it, but we're going to take the radicals on that one. Now, I'm building the port here. I'm not building it here because it's going to get wrapped into this when we take it, or if we take it, when we take it. And they have a port already. A bookkeeper in government administration employed by the Romanian Russian Society is under investigation for bribery. Ooh, gaining some legitimacy might help. The Romanian Russian Society, we might not want to make that too mad right now. Yeah, we'll take this one. Fighting the Ottomans can be hard, mostly simply because the British love them a lot. Yeah. The British love them, and the fact that Russia's going to be on our side might cause somebody else to get involved. I hope it's not Austria. I hope they can stay on our side. Even though the minute this ends, we're going to start lowering relations with these guys probably. Ooh, hold on though. Hold up. I don't really want to give them investment rates. Oh yeah, we can't do any goods transfers. We don't need to stay paused while we do this. What can we give them? I really don't want to do this. And I also think having Russia is enough. We could do money transfer, but we don't really have the money. We don't really have money like that. Yeah, we'll hold off on this. Is there anything else we can do to make them happy? There's really nothing else they want from us. Alright, we'll hold off. Man, this port... Do we have road maintenance there? No, we don't. We'll get rid of social mobility for right now and put some road maintenance here to get this to build just a little bit quicker. Because having a trade center while we're in this war might help us here. Hey, Laurenus, hello, hello. Hey, love your vids. Oh, thank you. Big fan of your deep dives on the game. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by to say so, and thanks for watching the stream here. I have another one coming out this week, hopefully tomorrow. I've got to see how much editing I can get done, but doing a starting steps for my beloved Congo and how to get a small country off the ground. So that'll be the next one coming out. Won't lie, not being able to do my stream earlier today did give me a little bit more time to work on it, so that was nice. Let's speed this up a little bit. In fact, let's go to speed 4 for a little bit. I want to get to this war. All right. Yeah, what is our private sector building? Tobacco? It's not bad. See, it's also good that now they have somewhere else to build. We were having some infrastructure problems before. What are we researching? Okay, we're getting railways now. Yeah, general staff and field works will be a very nice thing to have. Hopefully we can get that. Yeah, starting steps for Congo sounds fire. That's right. I mean, we'll see. I always get worried about high expectations. Maybe that's been the problem with me through my life. I am currently doing Communist Germany playthrough. Awesome. That sounds fun. You know, I really want to do a... Power of the Purse, hello. A video where... to see how high you can really get your GDP when you lean into, like, a communist run. Because I've done a lot of high GDP runs on my own, but they've really gone full communist. I'm kind of curious how high you can go when you really lean in to the communist and socialist policies of the game. I've never consciously tried it, though a lot of our streams have gone that way, I would say. The landowners refuse to give up their serfs without adequate compensation. Their significant political influence makes this a difficult demand to refuse. Yeah, we always generally want to take the first one here. We'll lose some bureaucracy, but we can afford that. Ugh, okay. And then we're doing a trade center there. Belgian Congo? That's right. Usually, actually that's true. The game, we never usually see any Belgian Congo here, right? It's always Portuguese Angola, and then you usually get like British Congo and French Congo around here. Ismail, hello, great to see you. How do you plan to get your Transylvanian lands? That's a good question. That is a good question. I have some ideas. I think mainly we're going to be befriending Prussia, befriending Russia, and we'll see what happens if the Prussian if the German unification happens, and Prussia isn't as bad as they ended up being in our last stream. We might try to join in on that, or maybe get it from Austria in some way as a means to ally to them. But also I might look to a strategy of if there's some way we can affect Hungary to be independent, and then at some point we go after Hungary instead of the massive Austria. Another one, hello. Will we get independence before I go to sleep? Depends on what time you go to sleep. I think we'll get independence before this stream is done, so like within the next 3 hours. I don't think it should take the whole episode though, but we will see. I do want to get these barracks and another arms and artillery industry done before we do it, so we do need to get through this build queue. It gives a big investment pool for shopkeepers and farmers, same size as laissez-faire. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's a good point, right? If you really lean in to the shopkeepers and the farmers, yeah, and then you could keep the big investment pool, and then you just keep building. See, I have two kind of specialized runs I want to try to do, like a high GDP communist run, and then I want to do what I call Thomas Jefferson's dream, the agrarian United States, tied into the achievement where you go industry banned by like 1841 or something like that. So try to do the agrarian U.S. run at some point in my life. I can see this being OP on Qing. Oh yeah, right? That's a great point. You could really do high GDP communist run with Qing. You have enough pops to really employ a bunch of agriculture. Yet Qing has infinite farmland. Where is it? Farmland for days. Look at that. Qing to me is always so daunting just because of how many states you have. It just seems like a massive undertaking. For someone like me who loves to play as small nations, you're like starting out with one state. It seems like a big, massive headache. I feel this run would have been a bit more interesting after the National Awakening flavor, but too late. Yeah, it's interesting because I did this run because... Oh, hold on. What do these guys want? Investment rights. Oh, Egypt. Can we get something else out of you? Because I don't really want to give any of that. Yeah, look at this. I love these deals they send sometimes. Hey, do you want to give us investment rights and £1,000 a week for nothing? No. Sorry, that's going to be a no from us. Yeah, so I started this one because they didn't list Wallachia on as anything they're touching in that. Now there was a dev diary, the first dev diary released on Tuesday, yesterday, and they didn't mention anything about Wallachia in it. Now, in the comments section of there, a bunch of people had asked, and it sounds like they're going to rework some of the journal entries for Wallachia and Romania, which makes sense because it's so heavily tied to all the other countries they're touching. But I don't think there's going to be any specific content for Wallachia in it. They specifically mentioned it's mainly going to deal with Austria and Hungary's independence. And then they specifically mentioned Serbia, Montenegro, and there's one other one in there, and it just suddenly escaped me. But specifically those three countries. So I was kind of thinking when it releases, we're going to do a Serbia run. Which is why I thought this one might be a safe one to do. By the way, I've been playing this game for a while, and your videos always teach me something I didn't know. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad they're helpful. I'm glad they can help like that. Because, man, there's always something new you discover about this game, no matter how long you play it. There's always a little thing buried deep in a tooltip somewhere that you're like, oh my god, I wish I would have known that like 3 real-life years ago. If you like small nations, you try Colombia, Brazil. They have coffee and bananas. I absolutely love any South American run. I have to say, I think South America, after Colossus of the South, is like my favorite region to play in with just the content that they have. I think the second stream I ever did, we did a Paraguay run, and that was a lot of fun. So at some point in time when we come back to South America, I want to do either New Granada, Chile, or Argentina. Maybe New Granada, because I still have some achievements specifically with them that I have to get. And I am going to do a starting steps for Venezuela at some point, because they have a very interesting starting situation that's kind of unique and difficult. Serbia to United Balkans would be interesting. Yeah, doesn't that sound interesting? Especially with whatever the new scripted content they have is, and whatever this new national pride system is going to be. I think that will be a really interesting one to do. The other country you were thinking of is Bulgaria. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Bulgaria. Yeah, so it's like... Oh, and also you'll now be able to... There's going to be a Yugoslav unification. So you'll be able to unify and form Yugoslavia. So that'll be interesting too, have some Yugoslavia runs. Hey, Dakota. Hello. I've been trying to do Herat. Oh, I love Herat, but yeah, very difficult. Having trouble breaking away from Russia before failing my journal entry. Maybe watching you play Wallachia will teach me something on that. Oh, nice. Yeah. Hopefully. I do have a stream that I did as Kabul. We were trying to win the great game. We did fail at that, but we did make Kabul pretty good, I would say. So there is that. But I do, when we go back to this region, I really want to do Herat and go for the Duran achievement, which is a very difficult one to do. Slaves have risen up in Wallachia. They are not a significant force yet, and there are multiple ways to approach them. We'll take this one. Any little bit we can get the landowners to not be so pissed. Yeah, it looks like we're not really going to be able to do that anyway. Brazil is definitely not small. No, that's true. That's why I haven't really done a Brazil one. But I have done an offline Brazil run. And Brazil is a lot of fun. But yeah, it's kind of like Qing in that way where... all right, we got railways, so we need to get that situated. You got a lot of states you're dealing with, but not as much population. Interestingly, that's what makes South American runs so interesting. Is you start off with such small population, so it's kind of difficult in that sense. You missed Bosnia, I think. Oh, Bosnia. That's right, Bosnia. That was the other one. You can do Muslim Yugoslavia, and I think then Muslim EU with them. Future run right there. Maybe. The DLC sounds like it's going to disappoint. We have Byzantium mod with good flavors for the Balkans. Someone had told me they actually are... They've incorporated some of that mod into the DLC. But we also have the 1.10 update coming, so they haven't talked about the mechanics that they're going to alter, but it kind of sounds like from this dev diary that it's probably going to be something to the acceptance system. I feel like it's going to be something where there's going to be a mechanic of like nationalism for every country, not just a specific scripted one. So I have a feeling it's going to deal with like acceptance in your country and pop happiness and stuff like that. So we'll see, because they said next week they're going to be talking about the new national pride mechanic. So we'll get a little bit of info on that. Any tips for Hindustan? I think it's impossible now. It kind of is. I've done a couple false starts trying to make Hindustan. And I have to say, I hate to say this, I don't have any tips yet. I've had a couple like false starts where like I started it, I played a couple years, and I was like, I'm gonna have to come back to this, and then I never really did. So I don't have a lot of experience in it yet. But the whole after Pivot of Empire, the whole Indian unification thing is difficult. So nothing off the top of my head. I don't think I discovered anything from the couple Hindustan runs I did. But I do want to try that at some point, because there is the Hindustan achievement there. All right, we are gaining money. We should add another construction sector. Problem is, we're going to go to war fairly soon. We should get a little bit of money saved up for it. Our interest rate isn't so bad. We're at 14%, so we can afford to go into debt. Especially if we try to get some money off of, like, war reparations off of the Ottomans. But we probably shouldn't be in debt by the time we start the war. I kept trying to make... law progress to progression consideration. Excellent. Small communities of fugitive slaves hidden away in remote areas of Wallachia have become targets of local slaveholders, fearing they could assist in potential uprisings. Well, the landowners are already pissed, so maybe we don't take the extra radicalism. The landowners are not going to be happy while we enact this anyway. I kept trying to make Indonesia playthroughs work, but never really managed, especially because I kept trying to have everyone accepted. That's one of the big difficulties. We did that Lanfang run recently, and that was the difficulty. The thing that helped us with Lanfang was that we were in the Chinese, we were a subject of China, and so we were getting Korean pops migrating over to us because the majority of the pops that we had were not the primary culture. So yeah, acceptance is like a big thing there. But if you're not part of Qing, an Indonesia run, yeah, it could be quite difficult. I mean, even with Lanfang, that was quite difficult. Even harder than Hindustan games is playing as one of the Indian princes, since you're a puppet of East India. They take money from you, yeah, and I think they can annex you if you have no heir, but they have some custom content at least. Yeah, all of this is kind of difficult. At some point, I want to try. I like playing Mysore, and I want to try to like unify India as Mysore down here. Why? I don't specifically know why, but that's part of the problem is that your budget just sucks. You pay so much money to the EIC, and you got to quickly build up military because the revolution is coming at some point. So it starts off as a big like military rush, but on top of the military rush, you're like broke because of the EIC. But you have access to the sea. I think maybe that's the thing that interests me about Mysore. All right, we're building the barracks. So we're building another arms and artillery because when we activate these soldiers, we're going to get 60% more. We're going to need 60% more goods. So we can see here, yeah, we already are at -2 for artillery, and only a +3 for the guns. So we're going to need a little bit more. So now we're only at 24 months. Oh, good. We're doing general staff. So when we're done doing this stuff, what we need next is a railroad. And to do that, we're going to need a motor industry and then a railway. And then we're going to want to do that here because they are probably at... Well, they have a little bit of infrastructure. The Dutch East Indies has some custom content, which is basically doing some benevolent but still self-interested colonialism, since you get missions to give everyone jobs and good SOL. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've played a few runs in Indonesia, but now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever played as the Dutch East Indies. I'm gonna have to check that out. I didn't realize they had some custom content, but yeah, it kind of makes sense they would. So I'll have to try that. It's basic on actual policies. Oh wait, no, hold on, I missed. There's always not accepting them and going full PB reactionary. Build up the core states, and greener grass is main culture into the lands that are the most upset. That's kind of the run we had when we did Transvaal. Transvaal is... Look at this. Look at this. Your primary culture is Boer. And look at those culture... Look at the culture breakdown. It's just a bunch of non-acceptance. To the point where it's hard to build armies. Because almost nobody qualifies to be an officer. So yeah, that's kind of a Transvaal run too. I think the next time we come down this way... Oh, modern sewage, this is good. We're going to try the Zulu. But that'll be a little bit of time. Alright. So the moment we finish this artillery foundry, I think we should be good to go. Let's take a look at our food industries, plus 55. And I don't even think we put the new PM in there. Oh yeah, that's right, we can do this. What do we have? Oh, well we would have... Yeah, we would have meat. We actually have a deficit of meat. Yeah, we would get 33 fertilizer from here. Ooh, why don't we do that? And that'll make the burden here a little bit easier. Moldavia is the poorest region of Romania. Give them some love after the unification. They really need it. Will do. Will do. We definitely will. I mean, we definitely are going to need another state to build in too. So, and look at all those peasants. Like you said, the poorest region. Yeah, we definitely need to start building up here. Will you liberate Serbia from the Ottomans as well? I think so. I would like to be friendly with Serbia, just have another ally here. I mean, as much as we can liberate people here, the better. I would like Serbia. Bulgaria would also be nice just because we don't have to border the Ottomans anymore. Gives us a buffer. Slaves on one of our nation's mercantile ships have risen up, seized control of the ship, and sailed to nearby Austria where slavery is illegal. Yeah, we don't want to ruin relations with Austria right now. An international investigation has discovered that a government official received many gifts from Cezar Băldescu on behalf of the Romanian Russian Society. So he is, our armed forces authoritarian. Is that who we have leading them there? Yeah, let's get you out of there. And we'll get 5 legitimacy from it. Excellent. So who did we get? A moderate. That's not bad. Carol Tănescu. Gives them -2 interest-group political strength, but +1 approval. Alright, that worked out well for us. By the way, as you play communist, you can go ideological consistency power block. Oh, and force all the comrades to follow your lead. That's a great combo right there. Yeah, a lot of people ask, like, what is the benefit of the ideological union power block? That would probably be the one, right? So that you can force everybody else to be communist with you. Not a bad idea for a run. Lawmakers working towards the enactment of homesteading have found themselves mirrored in a particularly complex set of bureaucratic proceedings, grinding the work towards reform to a near halt. Because the other thing is, when you go communist, if other people are communist, you kind of like immediately get good relations with them. So it's very helpful in that sense too. Yeah, we don't want to take this because then we'll get a setback. So we'll take that one. If you liberate Bulgaria, make sure to take Silistra and Constantia region before you do that. Which one? Which regions are those? I don't know. With the dynamic naming, is it somewhere? Logging town. Oh, Thrace. That's right, northern. Would we take that? Or would we liberate that? Ooh, hold on. Can we sell anything? We're about to hit debts. The food industries, that's right. We have 1 level of that. Let's sell it up. Yep, I wouldn't do trade unions as anyone, but a great power, so I can use ideology block. Yeah, otherwise you get popped like a pimple. Yeah. Trade unions, though, are a lot of fun if you have the right country for it. Like, I feel like with a country like, large countries like the United States that have a lot of people and a lot of resources, having that is pretty helpful because eventually you just got to export all that stuff. Because you end up with a bunch of stuff and depress prices because there's not enough people to buy it. Oh, I forgot we were on higher taxes here. Okay, we're almost near the war. I hate to do this, but we might need to actually drop down the construction sector. Why are we paying so much money? Oh, tools are super expensive. Military wages are high. And goods for government buildings. Actually, it might be a little better after we build those 2 buildings. Let's Let's take a look at these local prices. Oh, it's the port region directly to the east. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see. Oh, wait. Oh, you mean... Oh, this one. Dobruja. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We're definitely taking this. We have to take this for the achievement anyway, because it's a Romanian homeland. But this is going to be a primary goal, to get this land right here. Will you liberate Serbia from the Ottomans? Yep, hopefully. That's... If we have the Diploplay points to do it. I believe Bulgaria has a claim on that too. Man. Austria, you drive a hard bargain. Investment rights for 5 years. I am so tempted to do this, and I know I shouldn't. The investment rights. Oh wait, I'm looking at this wrong. And we have to pay them 1,000 a week. No, we can't afford that. We have Russia. Sorry. Late game, don't forget the bigger state to the east of Moldavia that Russia has. Yeah. Oops. We have part of it, but yeah. I feel like this will be like the last thing we got to get, because we're probably riding this Russia friendship for a little bit. I wonder if at some point, when we're bigger, we can ask for this when they want us to join a diplomatic play. Otherwise, it's going to be a fight. Will you build in Moldavia? Yep, we definitely will. Right when we're done with this build queue. Of course, it's actually named the right thing. How strange. Yeah, Dobruja. I don't... It might change names based on who has it. So I know they do that, like, dynamic naming sometimes. Negotiate, at least. No, we tried to negotiate that before. And it was like... What they really want from us is the investment rights. For some reason, they don't want us to have the power block embassy. I don't know why. Because they're cautious towards us, yeah. We've been improving relations. I suppose we could always go with the obligation. Oh, look at this, actually. I would rather give an obligation than investment rights. We might do this, actually. I forgot about the obligation. The fun thing about Romania is you encourage to fight everyone, yeah, and expand in all directions, because you greater X idea give you claims everywhere, which is true for most of the Balkans. I know, right? Eventually, we're fighting the Ottomans, the Russians, and the Austrians. It's gonna be a fun little time. Don't take Bessarabia. It causes all kinds of problems later in Hearts of Iron 4. Eek. That's interesting. I'm going to have to get into Hearts of Iron 4 then. Find out what happens there. Speaking of problems with Moldavia, that reminds me. Let's take a look. Yikes. Yikes. Okay, let's give these guys something. Well, improving relations, but our relations... Yeah, they're already amicable. Don't forget, you can rename everything in this game. Armies, treaties, companies, yeah, city-states. And probably in the future, ships. It's great for immersion. Yeah. Definitely ships, right? When they finally add ships as like a unit. Let's try evangelize. We'll see what that does for us. I definitely don't want to grant them their own market. Damn. Alright, we might have an issue there. In Hearts of Iron 4, USSR just asked nicely for Bessarabia. Yeah, they always just ask nicely. You give me now, and I stay nice. Oh, nice. Okay, so our company is building there a little bit. We still need to reach prosperity with it. All right, we are almost there. I'm going to take the construction sector off for now. All right, to be honest with you, we need to go down one. We're not sustaining it well enough right now. We can't go into massive debt before this war. A single state being claimed by 5 different countries is the peak Balkan experience. This region is going to be a complete wild ride when national pride is introduced, and you're encouraged to get all of them. Right? That's going to be. That's why I'm so excited for this DLC. I'm interested to see what they do with this whole national pride, nationalism thing. Because yeah, you're right. This region is going to like explode. Slaves have risen up in Wallachia. They are not a significant force yet, and there are multiple ways to approach them. All right, we'll take that one. Can we sell some goods here? Is there anybody who wants to take our stuff? Oh, that's right, though. We can't sell goods yet until we get out of this market. Alright. National pride is hopefully a check on how dominant the intelligentsia can be without blowback. That's true, right? Yeah, that would be the interest group probably that would benefit the most from a DLC like that. I didn't actually think about that. Oh yeah, goods for government buildings. Let's do the artillery foundry first. We seem to be paying a lot for that. We lost homesteading. In Hearts of Iron 4, most complex diplomacy, like the USSR invading Poland, is represented as Germany giving them the east side because the former actually invading would make the Allies declare on them. It's basically a game mechanics sacrifice, I'm sure. I wonder if how much that is gone into with the Cold War era mod for Victoria 3 here. I want to try doing that one at some point. Oh, we can go per capita taxation. Well, that would solve a lot of our problems. All right, we're about to get hit by the Twitch ad gods. We're at an hour right now, so we're just about ready to do this war. We just have to finish these 2 buildings. So we'll take a quick break, go to the bathroom, get a drink, and then when we come back, it's basically time for war. So we'll be right back. And we're back. And we're back. Let's see. Yeah, next try for tenant farmers. Yep. We will go for that. It's remarkably smooth how countries can be when they fundamentally change national demographics quickly. Also makes colonialism more dangerous. That would be pretty realistic. Yeah. I mean, if the new national pride mechanics go that way, I kind of feel like it will, right? I don't see how you could exclude something like that. If I don't bad remember, the intelligentsia supported multiculturalism by default in the early release. Those must have been the days, yeah, right? I wish they did now. It's so hard to find somebody to support multiculturalism sometimes. As far as I understood, in-game, if you have max freedoms, all-accepting country, it's better to annex everything and integrate them as an overseas state instead of making colonies. Yeah, because you get such high acceptance. But on top of that, too, you get so much mass migration. The moment you pass multiculturalism, you get so many people flocking to you because they're all being oppressed in their home countries. Meanwhile, if you're a max oppression ethno-state, it's better to go full extra tiny, get extra colony. Yeah, close your borders and get colonies. Oh, what? Who is Serbia fighting? Ah. How? Man, it would be great, actually, if they conquered southern Transylvania, because then we'll just add that as our war goal. Ah, we didn't get anything for this to pop up. But this is good, actually. They are in the midst of a war right now. The upper strata have decided to donate generously to the poor. Many among them even advocate for the per capita taxation law, agreeing that it would be a fair means of redistributing wealth. Yes, excellent. We'll take that +1 standard of living. All right, let's take a look at our army here, see what we got. Do we have any more conscripts? 8. Okay. For the moment, we can stop suppressing the pro-slavery movement and enact enlistment efforts. Oh, although, why would I do that now? We can't call them in anyway. By the way, if you colonize Africa, will you take some colonial administrations? Possibly. It's not a bad idea. We'll have to see what our situation is at the time. Independence time, it is. I just want to get this artillery foundry and these arms industries because we're at our max with those, with what we have already. And we're going to get a plus 60% goods needed for the army. So once we get this done, I don't want to start without that. But we can start getting everything ready. So we need chocolate and liquor. And we should still have that. So the sugar... Are we having hiring problems somewhere? Okay, well, sugar, fine. What about... Ooh, we really don't have tobacco, but we should have liquor. Yeah, we got plenty of liquor. Okay. So we're good on that. We're good on that. I think that's all we're really going to do here. There's an event that may be part of the update, the Indian Rebellion of 1857. Britain tried to impose laws that were more like theirs, and there was a mass revolt. Not sure if India has that event. Yeah, I don't know. You start off on industry band, which is what makes playing as the EIC very difficult. I don't know if they have an event like that though. Remember to put on Trumbun on repeat. The Hearts of Iron 4 version is very nice. I'll be playing it in my head. Oh good, if we can get this passed fairly quickly, that will be very helpful. You might want to nationalize your buildings. How come? We would lose dividends because they're government owned, and also we don't have the money to pay for it at the moment. So I don't think we want to nationalize. Nationalize your... Oh, in the war, yes. Yeah. That'll be one of the war goals we add in there. Sorry, I thought you meant, like, just go through here and start nationalizing stuff. Yeah. We want to get our buildings back from them. Because that will definitely help our economy out here. So I'm hoping this goes... Our budget gets a little bit better when we get this artillery foundry. Get some of the goods cost for artillery down. Alright, so in 31 weeks, it is time. So we don't have the PMs for these yet, which should be okay. It's copyright free, just a suggestion. Oh, really? Drumbun from on repeat. It's funny. I actually don't have any like music playing software on my computer here because I use. I don't think I've ever downloaded anything on here because I usually use my laptop for anything non-game related. I guess I could pull it up on YouTube or something like that, but I think we'll stay on this for now. Because the thing is, we're probably going to be doing this war for a little bit of time. I don't think this war is going to go quickly. Alright, 21 weeks. Let's speed it up here. Ooh, law advancement. Okay. So we've got both of these guys. I actually hope the Ottomans don't just back down and give it to us. Ah, yes. Look at this. Excellent. Liberty Desire going down. So yeah, I think they became more economically dependent. Perfect. General Staff. I was kind of hoping this would be the case. Oops. So let's add this in, add that in, and then can we, how much are we getting from exempt from service? 0.5. So let's take that back. Yes, and they're still going down. Progress to adoption. It's interesting how you encouraged to play as the utilitarians in India. As doing that, you end up making India independence easier because you increase the material wealth and education in the country. Yeah, they kind of introduced that with the India one, the utilitarian ideology. All right, here we go. Let's take ourselves a little save. Just because, you know. Right. Time to declare our independence. Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying before. They joined in this war. Did they? I don't know. Yeah, they did. Um, Basically, some of the administration didn't really think the natives would adopt nationalistic ideas and pick prosperity over liberty. But that's not really the case, even more when you're still a colony. Yeah, it kind of backfired on them in that sense, big time, right? Will you please play the Victoria 3 background music? Yeah, that's what we have playing right now. Oh, what am I doing? Alright, here we go. Oh, you know what? Okay, here's the thing. I don't know if we really will need to do this, but we should force the diplomatic play. There's a 30% chance. But we should force it because we absolutely need to take this piece of land. Alright, so we will take Dobruja and make that primary. Ooh, we might get France on our side. Is there background music? Yeah, I have the Victoria 3 one playing. I have it turned down a little bit, though. Remember the Romanian theme song to get a morale boost. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me think about this. I kind of want to take a money transfer. So we're probably going to need that. Oh wait, no, I was thinking. Yeah, I think we take this. That'll be the rest of our infamy. And then after that, we pretty much just go for independence of people. See, the good thing about this is, to get this, we need to control at least one Ottoman incorporated state. And Dobruja is incorporated. So we're going to have to get something like that anyway. We're going to need this to build up our economy since we've been in the Ottoman market. So we will add this. We won't make it primary. And then we'll wait until we get to escalation to see if we can get the French in, and then we'll add in independence for everybody else. I don't hear the Victoria 3 background music, by the way. Yeah, it's kind of in a lull right now, right? I don't like to turn it up too high because I feel like it gets a little overbearing. I think it's in the middle of a song right now. Wow, France is down to join too. They might be. We'll see what they actually want. That's the problem with them sometimes. Oh, skirmish. No, we're not having that. Yeah, so we can add a bunch of people. Do we want to create... Yeah, here's what we're going to do, actually. Let's create a new army. We will put... Actually, no, because I want to make a cavalry. But we can't take too many line infantry out of here. Okay, no, we won't do this. So we'll just add them in here. We'll split it up. We are just going to, like, max this out. Make the Turk shish kebab. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. We're only going to have the one front pretty much anyway, at least on our side. Alright, there we go. Do we have any good people to add in? Ooh, yes. Ooh, look at this guy. But we also have a defensive strategist. Is this guy actually a defensive person? An experienced artillery commander. Well, you are going on offense, my guy. Heavy barrage. And excellent. And you will be our defensive person. Alright. Let's do this. Alright. You should liberate some countries as well. Yeah, we're going to do that after we see if we can get France in here, because we don't have a lot of maneuvers left. So are we liberating 2 countries, or are we getting France in and liberating 1? Let's bump this up. Let's bump that down. Oh, I forgot we kept those taxes on. Sorry, everybody, but we're going to have to taxi on this. Oh, hey, we got the Twitch bot. It's not a real Twitch party till the Twitch bot drops in. Goodbye, Twitch bot. Alright. Alright, what do we got? What does France want? Ah, an obligation. But if we can give them a real war goal... Return Tunisia, absolutely. See, this is the type of thing that will keep them in the war. But if we go with humiliation, 20, that'll leave us 11. See, we're not going to, yeah, we're not going to be able to liberate anybody. Because that'll take, yeah, we won't be able to get France in if we liberate anybody. Wouldn't it be more effective to have like no artillery and instead have cavalry? They both have 30 offense. Ideally, I would have liked to have a cavalry, but I would rather have an army with infantry and artillery, because I think that given Russia is in this, they're going to have to focus a lot on the Russian military, and I think we can push in really well with this. The cavalry would have, if we went all the way down to Lancers, they would have the battle occupation, but we're outnumbered by the Ottomans by quite a bit, so I kind of like the kill rate that we have on here. So considering that we're outnumbered, I would rather keep that. Oh wait, I didn't actually. So yeah, I think we're gonna get France in on this. I think we're gonna get France in. Him on this, on his way to tax close again. the poor peasants knowing they're gonna sleep naked again. Back to burlap. That's right. For the good of the country. For the good of the country. All right, yes. So let's bring them in with humiliation. Well, wait. If we can't liberate anybody... See, I feel like they'll stay in this longer if we do return Tunisia. But we can actually do one other thing. We'll do humiliation. They'll probably stay in for that, too. All right. We have 11 left. Oh, I forgot about... It doesn't give me the option to nationalize our buildings. Interesting. Yeah, we can't do that. Ottomans might back down with France coming in. See, that's what I'm worried about. I might make this a primary goal. They will back down, right? I feel like the last bit I have, I should make this primary. It will make us infamous, but whatever. All right, we're going to do that. Yeah, because we're infamous. We won't be infamous for long, though. Oof, the Ottomans. You guys are in it now. I mean, if we could not have to fight this, that would be great. The source of a cholera outbreak in Bucharest has been traced by an ingenious surgeon apothecary. This has led to great advancements in the field of public health. Hey, we'll take that. Yeah, you have to get out of their market first before you can nationalize as a war goal. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. Ah. Yeah, that is kind of lame. Alright, we'll have to get them in another war. Infamy doesn't really make sense sometimes. Why would Moldavia damage relations when you both have the same interest? I know, right? That is kind of true. I guess it's that idea like, oh, our overlord is like going crazy, right? But I feel like just being slightly over your infamy cap or your infamy like border, yeah, shouldn't immediately make people do that. If they don't back down, it would be great because you get to occupy Constantinople. Yeah, we would definitely get all the way down there. I mean, it would be crazy if they... See, I guess the problem is... I didn't have enough... If I had enough maneuvers, I absolutely would have added in non-primary objectives, and then they would have backed down. Because they don't have a reason to back down here. Because if they back down... they concede all this stuff. I mean, there is actually a reason to back down because it's going to cost you a ton of money. But generally, in these diplomatic plays, you have to leave some secondary demands to give them a reason to back down. But I really want all these. I don't want to give them up. The political wills and desires of the lower classes will always remain an opaque matter. For whatever reason, support for per capita taxation has spread like wildfire across the United Principalities, spurred on by charismatic speakers and lively debates in small-time social clubs. Yeah, we'll take this one. Ideally, if I had enough diplomatic plays, I would have made the articles to release those other countries and make them independent as secondary demands. Then they definitely would have backed down. We didn't have enough diplomatic maneuvers. But yeah, it looks like they're going to let this one go to war. Although I have seen people back down right at the last second there. I'm surprised they didn't add any other war goals. I guess that's smart because, yeah, if you add like a war goal on France or Russia, they won't back out of the war. Alright, so we now have our own market. So let's take a look at what the damage is here. Fish. So let's import that. Let's import some of those guys. Although, wait, we have ports. We built one. Ah, that was the problem. Okay. So, we shouldn't need to... Alright, what about here? We need hardwood. We'll look at the war in a second here. We just have to take care of these... all this stuff. Though I worry now, are we going to have input shortage? Yeah, a little bit there. All right, motors. We're building motors right now. Although, who's taking motors in our market? The barracks. Oh, it must be Moldavia's army. Well, we're building that right now. Tools are very expensive. Steel is very expensive. All right, we got some Bengal opium. Take the external city. Well, I'll be taking whatever it is I get at this point. Okay, so now let's speed this up. So they've got a war on two fronts here. Ah, there we go. We've already fully occupied this. Perfect. Ah, we've already taken Serbia. I'm sorry, my Serbian friends. We will come back for you. Don't forget us. Oh, we got a ton of peasants left. Okay. So we're actually going to build multiple railways. We need a bunch of tooling. Also, before we do all that, we should take a look. Are they actually employed right now? Yeah. These things should be all hired up. Yes. Okay. Good job, Russia. How many people do we have here? So we need some fish. Actually, I do that, but do we have shipyards? We might need to add some shipyards. We do. Okay, good. Oh, infernal, whatever city. Oh, yeah, the infernal city. Yes. We shall take that. Look at that. We are moving along. They're not putting up much over here. Yeah, because they have to concentrate over there. And actually, are they still in that other war? Yeah. They are. Is Austria's involved in 2 wars with them right now? Why do we have low organization? Oh, supply shortage. What are we missing? The artillery. Okay. Well, let's import some of it. Where's our trade center? Ooh, okay. Is our port? Oh, come on. You gotta hire up faster than that. But so far, so good. Actually, I thought this war would take a pretty long time. Yeah, we do. We need a golden harbor. You know, at least just... I'll take a large harbor. This afternoon, Stefan Ilescu, leader of the petite bourgeoisie, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of per capita taxation. I mean, my God, how much success chance without any stall do we need to get this to pass? Yeah, let's take this. 82%, 0% stall. Like, for God's sakes, if this doesn't pass on September 6th, I'm going to be pissed. And we're almost done with this. Okay, there, it stopped. When the war is done, we can exempt them from service. So that'll lower their liberty desire a little bit there. Man, we are really rolling through. Actually wasn't anticipating this going this well. I mean, I guess when you have France, Austria, and Russia on your side. All right, so when this is done, we're gonna get plus 50k. Or 15. All right. Look at this, look at this. I don't know how many wars they've actually won here. Yeah, look at that. I don't think they've won a single battle. Oh, France. Oh, it was a naval battle. Wow, there's been a lot of battles here. Yeah, it was mainly only naval battles. Well, we'll be able to start a navy now, too. How many people are here? Okay, not bad. What buildings do they have? If you don't have Russia or Afghanistan to invade, what could go wrong? This is true, right? What else can happen? Whoa, look at how much Russia has taken. I mean, not taken, but occupied. Can't wait for the official national historiography history books to say, the lone Romanians beat the Ottomans alone. Ignore the French and Russian role, please. Yeah, exactly. It was all us. It was us. 5 of us against 1,000,000 of them. And all we did was give them a scowl. And they ran. But not fast enough. Alright, they are in the negative now. So what are we researching? Oh, we got to add some stuff. So let's do another company next. Yeah, are we getting tech spread on water to boil or no? So we'll do that next. We are on nitrogen, right? Yes. Okay. I suppose we finish out this stuff. The Bessemer process would be good. We'll take this thing. We're getting tech spread on that. Central Archives of the Postal Savings. No Gallipoli for us. No, but we are on to bigger, better things. Oh. What is that? Oh, you know, I don't think I ever really noticed Britain was on their side here. Interesting they didn't join in then on this war. So when this war ends, next we start focusing on Austria and getting our states here. Ah, we got per capita taxation. Excellent. Now, we got so close with homesteading before. So yeah, disallowed internal migration for peasants. Let's try for homesteading one more time. So next we need to take northern Transylvania, southern Transylvania, Banat. Nope, not that one. That's Hungary. Yeah, Bekes. And then Austrian Moldavia. So we need to get 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to take 5 states off of Austria. That'll be difficult. That is going to take some work. All right. We've now got our motor industries up and running. There we go. We won. All right. We are an independent Romania. Look at that. All right, so let's start. And it's already incorporated. I forgot. Yeah. Okay. So I think we still need fish in our market. Oh no, we got plenty now. Okay. Someone in your government just really loves serfdom and seeing the same struggling peasant work the soil for a living over and over again. They just won't let it go, right? I think we kind of know who that is, looking at you, landowners. Okay, so now. Should we have this here? No, let's take this off of Dobruja, and we'll build 2 more in Wallachia. Let's put that to the top. We'll finish these railways, this tooling, the fishing. Whose company is this? Oh, Moldavia has a fabric company. Okay. So what's their liberty desire? Okay, so now let's exempt you from service. There we go. All right. Now Russia. Now what we would like is to work toward getting some type of alliance. Look at that. We could do it. A 25-year alliance with them. This will really start working towards their leverage on us, but we're going to need this if we're ever going to take on Austria. Yeah, let's do it. And it's only a 75% chance that it would work anyway. Let's see what happens. Yeah, they declined it. Okay. Well, who else likes us now? France. Okay. Let's start getting good with you guys. Getting good with you guys. Can we declare any more interest? We can. Alright, so what do we need for trade? Because that's what we want to look at. Look at that. Yeah, we need to raise the standard of living. And the biggest things we need are clothes, meat, opium. Come on, people. Is there anything we can export? Probably some coal. Let's take a look at our buildings here. Oh, actually, first, let's lower taxes. Ooh, actually no. There we go. Let's get the tax off of clothing. And the tax off of this. You're 1 year before the historic unification of the country, but you get independence earlier. Ah! So we are kind of ahead of the curve and kind of behind it. I'll take that. I'll take that. You know, we could use actually exporting some of this stuff now. Yeah, for the time being, let's import some clothes. And so that, yeah, let's get an interest in France. So that'll help us with some trade advantage there. Hey, Cam, good evening to you. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you? We just got our independence. Ooh, look at that, yeah. A lot of devastation. It's okay, though. Oh, actually, yeah. We also... Where do we have shipyards? In Romanian, Deșteaptă-te. Okay. We got a good amount of peasants there. So what are these guys building? Glassworks, steelworks, okay. Well, we won the war. Why don't we take a save on that one? So now we can work towards these guys and decreasing their autonomy. Actually, in terms of our interests, yeah, good. So we'll have an interest in Austria. What's our relations? Cordial. So who rivals them? Great Britain, the Netherlands, the United States. So we do want to get good with Great Britain then. The landowners refuse to give up their serfs without adequate compensation. Their significant political influence makes this a difficult demand to refuse. Yeah, we'll take this. Alright. Look at us, we're up to 23rd. Is there any journal entries we need to be aware of? Okay. You could try to ally Russia again. Yeah. This is true. Although they're rivals with Great Britain. Eventually, we need to get Bessarabia from them. I might try to work towards France or Great Britain. Oh, actually, the other thing we want are military shipyards. So we can get some type of navy off the ground. Who's this? A market liberal petite bourgeoisie. What's the current leader getting them? Plus 5% interest group political strength. -2 opposition interest group. And what's this new guy gonna give us? First of all, we want this guy in the government just for those chops there. Oh my lord. Victor Froza. It's got the name and the chops. Hell yeah. And he's a social bandit. Oh, but you're compliant. My guy. Why? I had to. How did the war go? We won. I would say we fought them at the beach, on the beach, but really we fought them for the beach, but we won. He'll give political movement activism. Oh, nice, to the liberal movement. This guy might be better to stay as an agitator. Yeah, this guy will be good to stay as an agitator. So he's going to give plus 15% activism to the liberal movement. So we can use that to work towards some of these things. All right. Yes, now we get the railway. They've got high turmoil here. Let's do some violent suppression for now. Representatives of the petite bourgeoisie and the government have demanded several compromises in the enactment of homesteading. These measures have already been condemned by supporters of Victor Froza as corrosive to the reform as a whole. No, we don't want to take a setback yet, so I guess we'll take the negative 10% enactment time. So now, what's our society looking like? Who do we have? Yeah, look at that. We were just Romanian. Now we've got quite a bit. Bulgarian shares just European heritage. The Turks get 0. We get 0. Yeah, wow. Okay, yeah, we need to work on our citizenship laws. The highest everyone gets is 40, so sharing heritage trait. Yeah, it's going to all be European. And this is going to complete fairly soon. I think after homesteading, though, we finally take on slavery. Although monarchy, autocracy, too. And, God, we just got so much. Actually, let's take a look at our religions. What do we got here? Okay, so we're mainly Orthodox. Mainly. And a couple Catholics. Dye shortages. Do we even have that anywhere? No. What's using dyes? Which textile mills? Oh, the ones with the dye workshops. Well, let's import it. Why aren't we importing here? Ooh, and what's going on with motors? What's going on with everything here? Oh my god. There's an achievement that you get if you have to remain an autocracy and have a high standard of living. Oh, interesting. Wait. With autocracy and a high standard of living, what's that one called? I know there's one, if you have, like, it's like an authoritarian achievement. It's kind of silly European is still not divided into more categories, because with racial segregation, you accept most of Europe. From Lisbon to, yeah, Vladivostok. Actually, I think that's what one of the things they're changing, because it's interesting. In the Dev Diary this week, what they said that they're going to be talking about next week, they're going to be talking about changes to culture and religious traits. And so the fact that they said traits make me think, oh, they're going to be like splitting some stuff up. So that is, I think that might be one of the things that gets changed. Because you're right, European, yeah, like all of Europe is not, united as a culture because they're all European. Quite the opposite, I would say. There's too many different cultures that would fall under, or would fall under that. The court clash over homesteading erupts between a few families. The early bird homesteaders each claim the same land in Dobruja. The dispute has called the legislation into question. The rural folk are pretty happy with this, so they can afford to get a little unhappy. It makes things like the Irish being discriminated in the USA not happening at all, despite that being reality. Yeah, yeah. I know. That's true. That is true. I think that's one of the big reworks that's going to come with 1.10. I thought 1.10 would be a big military rework, but I guess it kind of makes sense with the whole National Awakening DLC. They're going to tackle acceptance, it seems like. Goaded activities. Wait, what's that? Goaded activities? How is the difficulty of CK3 compared to Vic 3? Oh, I think this game is just a million times more difficult than CK3. CK3 is so great for like role playing. Not just that. I mean, I love CK3. Don't get me wrong, but I think this game is much more complicated than CK3. What happened there? Ask Sweden if Denmark is the same as them. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know, actually, it's funny. Oh, what's this? Before I say that. No, I'm not giving you investment rights. When people were talking about... there's this one comedian who's doing a bit about, like, the division in the United States. It's kind of interesting. If you put a map of the United States over Europe, you have Los Angeles, like, right here, and New York, like, right here. Like, the U.S. is massive, right? But he was like, Europe was smart. They realized you need to be different countries, you know. And then he said, "Is there really that much difference in oh my god, I'm butchering this. Is there really that much more the same between people in New Jersey and Utah as there is in Ireland and Hungary?" Because that's pretty much the distance you have there. He's like, at least Europe had the right idea to be separate countries. I think there's a little bit of truth to that. Yes, gingers and funny accents can be discriminated against too. SMI. It's very true. I mean, it definitely happened in the United States. Happened heavily where I am in the United States. By the way, there's an achievement called Bon Bon for everyone you get if you need to stay on autocracy and have a high standard of living. Bon Bon for everyone. Let's see. I am always up for a good achievement. If I don't have it already. There's something unique about this game where you feel kind of naked when you let people see your full achievements list. Close your eyes, people. Have some decency. Yeah, that one doesn't sound. Is it? Do you mean bourbon for everyone? This is if you're Spain. Have an average standard of living of at least 20 while remaining on monarchy. Yeah, you'd have to be Spain for that one, and it's staying on monarchy. Yeah. Same distance, but very different in culture. Yeah, exactly. I guess if the USA never formed, people would still see each state as very different countries despite the same language. I think that would be true, actually. Honestly, even in the United States, we kind of see certain places as having different cultures, you know? Like, if you ask anybody in the United States who's not from Texas, apologies to anybody who's watching from Texas, but I think everyone would be like, Texas has its own unique culture. Very unique to them. And same with like certain places, like Florida has a very unique culture. California has a very unique culture. New York, actually, even in New York City has a very unique culture compared to upstate New York. And anybody who's not from upstate New York or from New York, upstate New York refers to anything north of New York City. So pretty much the entire state of New York. So yeah, this is true. Representing his constituents in the petite bourgeoisie, Stefan Ilescu has issued a formal petition to the government to pass censorship. I don't like this, but we could possibly use leverage resistance. What's our legitimacy? 64. So we could go down to 59 and lose 2 acceptance there. I think we'll wait on that. The industrialists find the high price of steel in the capital an impediment to their ambitions and would like us to prioritize importing it. No, I want us to build it, not import it. Police officers in uniform have been discovered supporting Romanian Roman society activity while on duty, lowering public confidence in the police force. Yeah, let's get that lobby happy. Victor Froza and his supporters have publicly petitioned at a prison in Dobruja for the release of a pro-homesteading protester held there on charges of disorderly conduct. Yeah, let's take that. We'll get the success chance there. How fast can a Wallachia reach 1 billion GDP, do you think? In 1.9.8. How fast? I mean, I think that would take you pretty much the whole run. I mean, there are some really good min-maxers out there. I'm not really a min-maxer. That's not really my style of play, though. I have done some 1 billion GDP runs before. But generally, I feel like it takes me like the whole run to get to it. So, Wallachia, I don't know though. You have good resources. You have a lot of people. Problem is with Wallachia, you get bogged down in having to do all these wars and stuff, and you can't focus just on economy and GDP. Oh, we are about to get hit by the Twitch ad gods. It is about 2 hours in now anyway. Each state in the USA is a whole world in their own. It is. It's the same with Russia, China, and India. They're all massive countries that one for or another reason became politically united. Yeah, but it was not destiny. Yeah. And we're seeing a lot of those differences in the United States play out right now. All right, so we're going to take a very quick bathroom break, get some water, and then we'll be right back and we will continue. So be right back. All right, and we're back, let's catch up here. Because you have a really good company and expansion options. Only thing I struggle with is turmoil after conquest. Yeah, turmoil is tough. Like, we're suffering right now here. Yeah, so we do have some issues with that. I don't know about China. It's more of a west-south and maybe west divide. Oh. Oh, is that what it is in China? Like, more of a west-south or maybe west... Cool break graphic. Yeah, thank you. Short break. Massive letters. Very simple. United kicking and screaming. Exactly. I always kind of get a kick out of the fact that if you put the map of the United States over Europe, just to get a sense of, like, land, like I said, like Los Angeles is around, like, the west side of Ireland. New York is over here in Russia. If you put the map of the U.S. here, where you would find the city of Atlanta, Georgia, is in the country of Georgia, oddly enough. I always get a kind of kick out of that. I wasn't actually trying to find Georgia there, just saying I know Atlanta, Georgia is like southeast. Don't at me on that one. Okay. Now we're going to try to utilize the 5 years of, or now 3 years of this that we have on building up construction and materials for it. So let's keep it coming. Let's do these tooling actually before this railway, because we do need to fix tools in the market. How's this company doing? Why do you guys suck? How are the coal mines so unproductive? Or I mean the iron mines. How are the iron mines so unproductive? And pretty unproductive in Moldavia. Maybe we build a construction sector here. Oh wait, we can't. That's right. We don't own them yet. What was meant as a routine speech about the merits of homesteading by Sergiu Lazar has quickly devolved into a public relations disaster for the rural folk. Man, we are still in the opening stage of this one. We don't want a setback. We'll take this. Watch out for cascading succession going east-west next. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. Everything is up for grabs at this point. Alright, so we're building those. What is this right? Yeah, we need more. Do we have wood? We don't have wood. So we're going to build more of the input goods. This is pretty cheap. Wood is not, tooling is not. Oh, and also, we're about to get Fieldworks. And then we're working on a company. So what would be... Actually, yeah, what are our... Yeah, we have a rail company. Plus 15% trade capacity. Ah, there we go. Awaken the Romanian. Our union with Moldavia is complete. Our bonds are solid. Our will is unyielding. Together, we are Romania. Yeah. Look at that. So we annex them. I thought it said we'd become Romania. Oh, there it goes. Welcome, Romania. Bum, ba, bum. And we're 19th. Look at that. Ooh, this guy is getting old. He's an abolitionist. But we did it. We are Romania. All right, and we don't have to worry about that liberty desire anymore. And trumpet sounds. But we do have to incorporate them. Okay. We need like an industry that we are exporting to the world. So, man, having a railway company would be nice, but I don't know if this is the first thing we go for. Wallachia premium steel with state construction efficiency. Yeah, it is a nice color, right? Nice little blue on the map there. I don't mind it, I have to say. You know, we have quite a bit of iron. We could go for the steel company. Having prestige steel, where'd it go? Prestige steel will eventually help us with this company too. Yeah, there it is. We might go for that. I think we're going to go for that premium steel company. And then work on exporting steel. Trains are made of steel, right? You make a good point there. I think that's what we'll go for. Speaking of which, it would be nice if we could get to steel frame buildings. You know, in order to do that, we need more universities. What's paper in our market? We need more of it. Okay. Do we have more logging anywhere? No. Really? So logging is going to be a thing, huh? Yeah, what is this? We have... Oh, why didn't... Oh, I was in the wrong... I was being stupid. I was being stupid once again. Okay. So we'll build that stuff up. Yeah, we'll utilize that. Oh yeah, we took this off of everywhere. Actually, we don't really need road maintenance there yet. There we go. Although I guess it would be nice to get the enactment time for our law, but, you know, whatever. God, you know, whenever you build your first motor industries, it just has such employment problems. I find it so annoying. Once on the fence with the issue, the industrialists' views on homesteading changed overnight. Iulian Cretescu names Victor Froza as the architect of a hidden deal. Yeah, we don't want to set back yet. Oh, yeah, we'll take this. You know, maybe if we could sell more... You know, we could try to sell more coal. Who imports it? Really? The United States imports it? Fieldworks and nitrogen. Problem is we don't have sulfur. Where can we find sulfur in the world? Wait, we do have it. Oh. Why did I think we didn't have sulfur? I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. Yeah, so we need a bunch of explosives. So we need sulfur. Yeah, we need to build a lot of stuff, which means we really need to build up our construction sectors. But we need to get to a place where we're going to cover this 15K a week. Let's take a look at the world market. What is there a need for? And let's sell it from government to government. Like sulfur. Is there a big... Not really. And coal. Where's coal? Oh, there it is. Not really. So there is for iron. We have quite a bit of that right now. Are we exporting it at all? No. Well, let's start exporting it. I wonder if we can sell it to them. Yeah, do you want to buy iron from us? Ooh, I mean, we don't want to quite give away that much. What about like 150? Ah, man. If only we could get an obligation out of them. Ooh. No, I want to be careful with that, though, because they're a sovereign empire. We don't want to get too locked in there. Oh, actually, why don't you... Oh, nice. There we go. Do you have dyes? No. No, you don't. Okay. We might just take this, though. It'll give us a massive amount of money, and we can use it for more construction. I just feel bad, though, not getting something. Yeah, let's take that. So let's do this for 10 years, and then we'll reassess. Damn. It would be nice to have that. I guess we could do that if we did the power block embassy. Nah, let's hold off on it. Okay, so we'll do this. All right, look at that. Ooh, we're making bank on that. Okay, now I would love to sell some of that coal. I can't believe the U.S. I mean, how bad are you guys doing over here that you can't make coal yourselves? So what if we gave you like, oops, not that much, 200. Really? Oh, I guess we have like no relations with them. Alright, well let's build more construction. Ooh, percussion cap. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, lead. You know, I've totally forgot about lead. We have no access to it. Who has it? Oh, wow. They're both just exporting to the inherent demand. Yeah, don't ask questions. Just profiteer. um, that's interesting. What if we bought lead off of you? I mean, we don't need it right now, but it's good to know eventually. No? Okay. Well, we don't necessarily need it right now, but eventually we'll get there, because we do want to make those munitions plants. Alright, what are we up to? Construction-wise, about 60. Let's take a look. Ooh, okay, so we do need to build a little bit more iron now. Still need tons of wood and tons of tools. We'll leave that. We'll leave the military shipyards for now. Yeah, mercury fulfillment for the win. You can't survive if you don't get your mercury, your daily dose. Victor Froza's rhetoric has drawn negative attention to the representatives of the landowners, who he has condemned for obstructing the passage of homesteading. Alright, we'll take that one. You know, oh yeah, look at that. So the private sector's building one. We should build another one of this. What are they building? Food, trade. They're build. Oh yeah. We don't build iron. I forgot. The iron company builds iron. Yeah, those coal mines. Okay, we have got to sell some coal. What about you, Prussia? I can't believe they have such a shortage. I can't believe they don't want to take any coal from us. Well, what if... Everybody wants to guarantee our independence. I love it. What about you, Spain? Nope. Paco, hey, hello. How are you, my buddy? How are you? How's it going? Ooh, the Ottomans need it. Now, they're not going to be very happy with us, but yeah. Not going to work there. Oh yeah, Egypt, I think, needed it. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Really? By 18. Percussion caps and thermometers, very important. This is true. I mean, percussion cap is a very important tech in all seriousness to get skirmish infantry. Ooh, look at these guys. Ooh, if we could get an interest here. Now suddenly I really do want those military shipyards. Okay. What's our trade policy right now? Mercantilism. Okay. See, as much as it's nice to have France there, we should really have an interest in France. I mean, who are the biggest importers here? Oh, France is an importer. Oh, that's import advantage, sorry. Yeah, France. Why? Okay. You guys need to build yourselves more iron. Now, in terms of using coal, so we definitely don't want to give you the investment rights. See, look at this nonsense. Nothing, really. Really? You don't even want to take coal. Well, I'm definitely not giving you investment rights. That much I can tell you. Austria. What about a state transfer? Yeah, I don't want to owe them an obligation. Absolutely not. Supporters of homesteading along the... Try two. Supporters of homesteading among the petite bourgeoisie, headed by Victor Froza, have questioned the government publicly on the amount of time that is required in order for the law to pass. Actually, plus 10% peasant movement activism wouldn't be so bad. For this law, I mean. Oh yeah, we'll take that. The landowner's biggest hope is maintaining serfdom until the end of the game. Confidently say how their farms and peasant armies are going to beat everybody else. Factories and professional soldiers. Seriously. Like, that's their whole goal. Like, now we're good. Peasant armies. We don't need an army. We have our tobacco. I mean, you could say that was pretty much second to slavery, what was the American Civil War right there. A bunch of Southern planters sitting there going, "Now we're good." Everybody else being like, "I don't think we're good." The rest of the world is doing this thing called industrializing. Nah, that's overhyped. Like, yeah, I don't think it is. I think it's hyped. That's my reenactment of the Civil War negotiations right there. All right. So we only have 2 years of this left. And we could use like a big sale of coal. Who's actually taking it from us? You know, we are 18th in the, now. Yeah, the interest rate, okay, is 15%. So we can handle some debt. Not a lot, but some. Honestly, I think we do one more construction sector. Problem is, we only have like 25 months of this left. All right. But, well, look at that. Budget's going up slightly. We really do need to get a navy going, though. A navy and expand the army. Oh, you know, I forgot. We're still doing enlistment efforts. Alright, so let's keep the authority where it is. Let's just get a little bit of enactment time here so that we can get... I feel like we've been doing homesteading for a while here. We thought we were hot to trot with our literal ironclads during the Civil War. Yeah, and Britain had purposely built ocean-going ironclads. Yeah, we thought we had it right there. And then we're like, ooh, yikes. Hey, Flash Fiction, hello, hello. Do you think that Paradox will make Vic 4? I mean, I think, like, eventually, yeah. I don't think for a while, though. I think their general strategy is that their games, like, should have a 10-year lifespan. That kind of seems to be what it is. Like, even if you look at, like, the first Victoria came out, it was like 2003, 2005. Victoria 2 came out, I think it was like 2013 to 2015. And then Victoria 3 comes out in 2022. So, yeah, I don't think it's till like the 2030s that we're getting Victoria 4. Although I kind of feel like this big rework to trade kind of is Victoria 3.5, because it's such a different game now. But I think we'll definitely get Victoria 4. People talk sometimes about like I feel like in the lull period from the devs between Pivot of Empire and Charters of Commerce. I heard there were some posts where people were like, "Is this game dead? Are they giving up on it?" And I feel like the main games, which I think are Crusader Kings, Europa Universalis, Victoria, and Hearts of Iron, I think those 4 games are just like, they're never gonna like really give up on. It seems like those are their 4 main games, and so I think they're always gonna make new ones of those. So yeah, I think eventually we get a Victoria 4, but I don't think it's gonna be for like a long time. Because I think those 4 games, each one is supposed to last like 10 years. Paradox Strategy, release base game, throw DLCs for a decade, profit, repeat. Exactly. That's exactly what it is right there. and we love it, you know, to a point. I mean, I have to say, when you look at the list of DLCs for EU4 right now, that is insane. It is insane. I paid for a couple months of the what is it called? The DLC pass. And just scrolling through that list of all the DLCs that downloaded, I was like, oh my god. I can't imagine like ever having that many DLCs for this game, but like 2030, there's probably going to be that many. I mean, just this year alone, they're releasing, well, at least two. So there, I don't know if Iberian Twilight comes out this year or early next year, but there might be three this year. At least they don't chase At least they don't chase pirates. Yeah, right. At least you got that. At least we got that. All right. All right. So we're kind of waiting here to see some building going, to see how our. Yeah, we need like a lot of wood. I forgot our logging camps. Yeah, we need to switch back. But now, yeah, we're going to have some problems with hardwood. Yeah, you guys focus on that. How did that do for us? Yeah, actually, that was pretty good for us. Yeah, Paradox should release EU5 this year, too. Hopefully in November. There's been a lot of speculation about that. That it will be this year, and if it's going to be this year, it would be in November. That would be exciting. Because there was the big kind of fanfare when they finally made the official announcement. And now there seems to have been a little bit of a lull from news coming out of them. And I wonder if that's because they're kind of leading up to the big reveal of, hey, it's coming. If it weren't for the possibility of pirating DLC in the original base game, I wouldn't be able to play anything, given the salaries in my country. This is a good point. It's a good point. It does kind of add up eventually. I do like how they they price the DLCs for this differently. Like Charters of Commerce, that was a big mechanic change. Is more expensive than this National Awakening that's coming out. That's more of an immersion pack. Hey, Football Soto, hello, welcome in. How are you? How you doing? We got custom content for Central Asia, Madagascar, and Oman. Everything is possible. Wait, we got custom stuff for Madagascar? What was that? I want to know about that. Central Asia, yeah, we got like the great game. Because I've been thinking about one of the next runs being a Madagascar run. They got an interesting situation going on there. The voice of Chisinau, the popular newspaper read by the intelligentsia class across Romania, has published an article by Victor Froza advocating for the enaction of homesteading. Okay, this is good. Yeah, we'll take the plus 15 here. Would be cool if late in development they make decentralized nations playable. Yeah, people always love to start from nothing games. I do. That's like one of my favorite things to do. I would love it if we could start as decentralized nations. I think that would be a lot of fun. One of these days I want to do a stream of the Indian territory and go for that impossible achievement. I'm scared of the EU5 optimization. Several YouTubers said you need a good computer. Obviously, it's also expected to be better optimized than the beta they made, but it's still scary. Yeah, I think it will be better. What makes me think that is a lot of the YouTubers that talked about that, they also said um, the devs told them like optimization is not good right now, so don't pay attention to that. Which makes me think if they're self-conscious of it, that's like what they're working on, you know. All right, how about you take? Oh my god, nothing. So look at it. Look at this. All thumbs down. You don't want to give anything. Why would I give you this stuff? How about no? Madagascar got a unique trait reflecting their queen at the time policies, and it makes kill a portion of the population until she dies or is deposed. Oh, really? Okay. Because I've been thinking about doing a Madagascar run. I'm going to need to do a research run on that then. Because, yeah, I didn't know there was content. Very cool. All right, I'll have to check that one out. Because I like how far back in tech you are with Madagascar. Like, you're really starting from the beginning of the tech tree. But you have so many people. There's so many people. So there's a lot of upside you can go if you can do it fast enough. If it requires too many graphics requirements, I'll judge you. This glorified Excel sheet company can't possibly have 16 gigs of RAM as a minimum requirement for its new game. When you put it that way, why is the glorified Excel company requiring 16 gigs of graphics of RAM? Good point. Good point. Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty intense, right? But I do say I feel like performance for Victoria 3 improved with the Charters of Commerce update just by the heat test on my laptop. So you got to think the people at EU5 are doing the same thing. If they know that's the problem, that means they're working on it. Aren't you jumping the gun on this run with the new DLC coming out for the Balkans? Still enjoying, of course. Hey, how are you? Yeah. No, see, the thing is, so I started this run because Wallachia wasn't listed as one of the countries they're touching. Like, hold on, let me bring it up here. I have the image saved from the video I did. Let's see, can I do this real quick? Oh, central banking. Hello, central banking. Ooh, that didn't work. Huh. That's weird. It's not showing it correctly. Well, whatever. No, so the roadmap graphic, it says content revolving around nationalism and nation building in the Balkan states, Serbia, Montenegro, and Bulgaria. And then there's a Yugoslav unification. And then in the dev diary comments, some people were asking about Wallachia. And they said they're going to update. Oh, we have homesteading. Yes, yes, yes. Look at that. They said they were going to update some of the journal entries for Wallachia. And I imagine they would just have to because they're dealing with all the content around here. But it sounds like, oops, they're not changing much of the content. Which is why I thought, oh, okay, this is a good time to do this run then. So it seems like this will be safe. Now, I say that now. Maybe when it comes out, I'll be like, damn, no, I really should have waited. But it kind of seems like Romania, Wallachia isn't going to be changed all that much, and it's everything around them that's getting the big updates. Yeah, we still need tons of wood and tools here. Wood, okay, but tools. And maybe we start trying to import here. Although, wait, we have... with Dobruja. You know, we're going to be building shipyards and stuff there. I should make that. Here's what we'll do. These guys will do this, and they'll do the focused hardwood. I read once Madagascar's government was afraid of getting naval invaded, so they avoided constructing roads and ports. They became a colony anyways. Not totally sure if this is true, but they start among the least tech possible. Yeah, that's what makes me kind of interested to do it. Like let's look at the production tree. Like you literally have to start. You don't have manufactories. I think you have enclosure. I think that's the only one you have. You don't have manufactories. You don't even have navigation. So at game start, you can't even build a port. You have to research it, which makes me kind of curious to do a run like that. Because I understand that the new Indiana Jones game is graphically intensive, but why does something that GPT chat could easily understand have to force me to upgrade my hardware? Yeah. No. I don't believe EU5 will release with like optimization like the YouTubers are saying it currently has. There's no way. Because they make it sound like the game is dragging, right? So that's got to be different. Hey, Laplace, hello. Wallachia is a name people forgotten and only remember the gypsy thieving things of its successor. Oh, interesting. 62 people with 9 likes. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I was not keeping up with this. Damn. Okay. Hold on. We gotta look at that in a second here. Crusader Kings with Vicky Economics would be my dream game. Oh, poof. Yeah, that would be great. I would love that. Victoria 3 with, Victoria 3, but that. I mean, honestly, I would love to see something in the time period of Hearts of Iron, but Victoria 3. I mean, honestly, I would just like to see Victoria 3, but in different time periods. I think that would be really cool. I just stick to playing old games from a decade ago at most and watch people play modern games like right now. It's fun. You meet fun people. Oh, yeah, that's true, right? That's true. It is very fun, actually. Hey, chum, hello. The channel is exploding. Holy moly. Yeah, there's been a lot of growth in a very short period of time, I have to say. It's been a ride. It's been kind of cool. It's been one summer, I can say that much. Unacceptable government. What? Oh. Okay, hold on here. I was not... Damn. I wonder, do you like Total War series? Do you know, I haven't played it yet. It's one of those games. It's one of those games where I'm like, oh man, why have I not played one of those? I have to say that part of it is that I'm not like in strategy games. I enjoy war. The war is never like my biggest pull in a game. It's probably what led me to Victoria 3. which I find really funny because I feel like one of the systems I understood first before any of the other systems was the war system in this game. Um, but I am interested to try them out because people talk so highly of them. I kind of want to know what it's about. All right, so we've got to get some of our leverage back because Russia's going to keep asking us, and we're going to keep saying no. And then they're eventually just going to get pissed and go to war with us. So we need to get some of this back. What are they getting from us? Oh, okay, so first, the clout of the Romanian Russian society. Yeah, I gave too many things away. So where's that treaty of ours? Yeah, we did really need to sell that. Like Shogun 2 or Napoleon. Yeah, I need to try them at some point. The other problem is there's like a million of them in the series, so I'm like, which one should I do? If you play Total War, what is it? Total War 1, all for it. But is understandable if war is not your main thing. Well, it's not my main thing. I don't want to make it sound like I don't enjoy war and battle in strategy games. I absolutely do. I love it. But I do find like the economic aspect of stuff like my main draw. All right, so we're paused here because I'm trying to think about... So we could go to censorship and get some of it back. So it'll hurt our tech spread. I think we'll just take that for now. So let's go to censorship. Yeah, we'll do that for right now. The older Total War, yes, they have quality of the core theme. But the latest is just weird. Not bad, just weird. That's interesting. Weird. Not in a bad way, but just weird. Okay. If only Sega stopped making bad choices. I mean, haven't we been saying that since the Dreamcast failed? I know people love the Dreamcast. And I had it, and I was like, I wish I'd gotten the PlayStation. I wish I'd asked for the PlayStation that year instead. I got into strategy with Total War, actually with Rome Total War, which is a few months older than I am. Nice. The problem is that a game Total War hasn't come out in a long time. Yeah, it does kind of seem like there's like a million of them, so I wonder if it's like they've reached their pinnacle. They've reached all the wars. Anything after Attila Total War is a waste of time. Well, that's good to know then. Rome 2 is the most polished of the modern Total Wars. Would recommend that one. Shogun 2 is great too. A Roman one would be interesting. Total War is not pachinko. Sega only knows how to make pachinkos. Speaking of which, there's a new Anno coming out this year. I never know what to think of the Anno series. I mean, Anno 1800 was a lot of fun. To a certain point, but I remember I played one of the futuristic Anno 8 games, and I really wanted to get into it because it looks so cool, but I didn't. But the problem with the Anno series, I feel like, is that eventually you just start spamming a million things, just willy-nilly, because you need things. Whereas here, there's a little bit more strategy and thought to it. But that being said, the new Anno taking place in ancient Rome looks pretty cool, I have to say. Okay, we can use one more. Some Romanian people are unfairly blaming the poor living conditions in Romania and Bessarabia on their Ashkenazi neighbors. We can afford to lose a little bit of authority on that. Ooh. Yes, we lost our slaver landowner. Okay, so after we are done with censorship, then we are going to slavery banned. I feel like I waited too long. We're going to lose this guy. If you don't know, pachinko is a Japanese gambling machine. A kind of gacha. Sega has an absolute monopoly on pachinko in Japan. That's why it still exists as a company. Oh, I know. I've heard of pachinko, but I didn't know that was like Sega's thing. Ooh, look at this. So what about if we don't do investment rights Spain and we just do trade privileges and you buy some coal off of me? No? Do you want to buy anything else? No. Okay, but we could do trade privileges. Yeah, this is the only thing I'm willing to do with you. Trade privileges. Victoria 3 is indeed very great at making strategy feel organic. It's not the same arcade feeling as Civ, for example. Yeah. Yeah, I hate to say it because I love Civilization. But it is kind of hard sometimes to go back to Civilization after playing Victoria 3. Because, yeah, it kind of seems a little arcadey. I think that's a good term you use there. After all the failures, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's why it still exists as a company after all the failures in the video game industry. And speaking of failures, I mean, Sega itself has been a company that's evolved a million times over the years. I would say, isn't like now probably their biggest thing is Football Manager because they're the publisher for it. Overall, Total War gives you more in-depth how war is fought in real battlefields. Would you say, well then, what's a better war game? Like, the best Total War game or Hearts of Iron 4? Because Hearts of Iron 4 is supposed to be a war game. Companies and monopolies, name a better duo. This game's latest trade update teaches you that. Yeah, it does. It does. I was just talking about this earlier today that I feel like so many people need to play this game to kind of learn what their subconscious leadings in the in economic theory are, because we all have them whether we're conscious of them or not. Members of the landowners have organized book burnings of material deemed anti-Romanian. This is normalizing support for the censorship law. Yes. Let's do that. Pachinko's is illegal since you don't get money out of it. Oh, that's interesting. It is legal. Oh, pachinko is legal since you don't get money out of it. Oh. The problem with Total War is that they never updated their mechanics. Since Rome 1, they've remained the same with technical improvements, but not in gameplay. That's interesting. So it's pretty much the same engine all these years. They're completely different. The Total Wars are for battles. Oh, interesting. So Total War is more about battles. Hearts of Iron is more about war. Huh. Yeah, that's an interesting difference. The pachinkos work like arcade ticket system. Oh, you get tickets, you get the prize, then you sell the prize to the cashier. Oh, next door with money is just the arcade with gambling favor. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Because, yeah, I mean, we have that here in the U.S. too, like those arcades where you get tickets and then you get the prize out of it. But, yeah, we don't have the little store next to it that you go sell your prize to for cash. That's hilarious. I enjoyed Empire Total War. The naval battles were so fun, and the ship designs well researched. I'm all for real-time strategy now, though. Oh, so is Total War turn-based? Is that what that one is? Why does it keep saying that? Oh. You know, I was seeing unacceptable, but for some reason in my mind it was registering as illegitimate. Okay. Yeah, who supports this? Wow, almost like everybody. Alright. We're at the next hour mark. Just going to take a very quick bathroom break. This break will be even quicker, because probably not getting another drink at this point. Okay, the campaign is turn-based. The battles are real-time. That's interesting, so it combines the two. Man, okay, I really got to try one of the Total War games now. It is in... technically, it is legal. Oh, so no law broken by that. Yeah, you know though you're not on a great path if you have to be like technically it's legal. All right, so we'll be right back. Very quick bathroom break. All right, and we're back. All right. So let's build this up. Now, I think it is time to do some military shipyards. Yeah, look at this. We're pretty far down in military. We do need to stay on top of this. Interest rate is pretty low. The campaigns are very poor by paradox standards. The battles are where it shines. It's based on the concept of losing paper, or losing paper or scissors. Spearman kills horses, swords kill spearman, etc. Ah, okay. So, I mean, that can be interesting, though. That is, there's a strategy to that, right? It's a little more complex than that, because each country has different units, and it's not an absolute rule. Well, and I imagine, too, since it's a strategy game, it probably has, like, some level of, like, attack points and defense points, right? So we have about 7 years of this left. mines in Moldavia. Why? Why? Let's get a steel mill going here. In fact, I think in general we could use more steel. How are we on population? We still got a lot. Oh, the private sector is building one. That is good. Ooh, and actually, let's get ourselves going with a little bit more tech. Oh yeah, and yeah, get these railroads going. Well, yeah, we don't need to be doing that. But nobody's safe from boomstick brought by Portuguese. Our Cubas ignore armor, but expensive and a late game technology. Is that so in Total War? The Portuguese bring the boomstick. Unless you're playing the Fall of the Samurai Shogun 2 game expansion. Oh man, I love it. Though previously opposing the censorship laws, Victor Froza has considered the landowner's political position and instead offers support. Yeah, we'll take that. Let's see. Oh, the problem I find with it is that the rules are still pretty much the same as they were in the beginning. The controls are more responsive and generally feel better, and they added the ability for the defender to set up a series of light defenses. But if you learn to play Rome 1 Total War, you'll know how to play Pharaoh without any problem. It's not like the Paradox games, where the mechanics have been significantly updated over the years. See, I find that fascinating. That, because I know there's like, I mean, I see Total War on the Steam shop so much, and it just seems like there's a million of them. But it's interesting that the basic mechanics have always stayed the same. It is historically, the Portuguese brought some early European muskets to the Satsuma. Oh, and arrive. Oh, really? That's interesting. I didn't know the Portuguese had some history out there. Classic Victoria game, everyone is happy except the landowners. Yeah, right? That's always how it works. Or if they're happy, you know you got problems with everybody else. But they're still very, very much in power. They have some political power to them. I guess hereditary bureaucrats is giving them some more. Oh, and monarchy. Yeah, we gotta get off of monarchy and autocracy here. And closed borders. Yeah, we got a lot of laws to do. I suppose we should keep a little bit of authority here to get through these laws a little quicker. And some of the samurai also converted to Christianity, and there's a clan in Japan that the daimyo is a Christian. It is the Atomo clan. Oh. That's crazy. Christian samurais. That is one of the things I love about strategy games, like Paradox games specifically, but then these like strategy games is all the history you learn from it that you didn't know anything about. All right. So we're just gonna build more of these construction sectors to get us going. I think you can see where the revolution was. Honestly, we could switch to laissez-faire now. I think we're kind of at that point. We also, okay, I also do need to start formulating a better plan to deal with Austria here. I think in general we need... So in general, okay, we need to build up our military in order to get allies. Like if we want a defensive pact, their main problem... Yeah, power projection. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, and then this is probably going to be power projection. So we need to work on that. All right, law progress to consideration. A significant group of slaves have risen up and made for the borders of Austria where slavery is illegal. Hey, now we got everybody happy. While I own almost every Total War game, at least up to 3 Kingdoms, I always go back to medieval Total War, oh wow, in 2006, which is still a better game, and it has the best mods. The Lord of the Rings mod keeps updating. The Elder Scrolls mod is magnificent. Oh my god, that's amazing. Total War Pharaoh is super underrated. Late Bronze Age Egypt with invasion of the Sea Peoples injected directly into my veins. Nice. I've seen a lot of, in terms of Total War, I think I've seen a lot of talk about the Pharaoh one. I feel like it's like what I've seen as an outsider is a lot of talk about pharaohs, Rome, and I think it's Attila is a big one, right? Yeah, thanks to Total War. Oh, nice. Here we go. We got another company. Yeah, thanks to Total War, I know more or less that the Suebe, ancient Germanic tribe, existed. No way I would learn that otherwise, yeah. There's a few things like that in history. Like, I don't know how many people knew about this. Maybe I sound like an idiot, but the Great Game, I never heard of the Great Game before they included that in Victoria 3. All right, we had a plan for company. What was our plan? Also, Oda the Unifier of Japan is very much a gun enthusiast, like your next American neighbor, and very lenient to Christians until he died. Sounds familiar. All too unfortunately familiar. Mute for sneezes. That's etiquette. Thank you. I was raised with manners. If there's one thing my mother taught me, it was, when you stream video games someday, you mute that microphone when you sneeze. You weren't born in a barn. Okay, what do we need here? So that's right, we wanted to do the steel. So we need a level 5. Are we building one? Yeah, let's put that at the top. So they're building that one. Okay. All right. See, it would be nice if we got up to we finished this second episode with 100 construction points. Oh, did we lose? All right, so we lost the treaty with the Ottomans, so we lost our war reparations, and our budget doesn't look so bad. I have to say. I have to say. And in fact, I don't mind taxing opium. So it looks even better. Even though I just said before we're going to keep some authority to get through these laws. Now, yeah, so there's sovereign empires. We definitely don't want that. Oh, and then foreign investment 3. This is going to be the absolute worst power block to get into. Is there one we would want to get into? What's the French one? A military treaty. Can call power block members with the call ally sway in all diplomatic plays. If we went to war with Austria for Transylvania, we could get France in there, as well as Mexico and Sind. Huh. This one might not be so bad, to be honest with you. Well, we don't want to be in Austria's. What's the U.S.? Yeah, the good old trade league. Who's this president? Eustace Schneck. Okay. Who else is there? The Netherlands. Oh, come on, Netherlands. A sovereign empire? Get out of here. That's cute. Alright, so this French one... not so bad, I feel like. Something for a future date. Actually, ooh, it will help us if we give them some leverage over us. Why? Why would you not want to give us that? We have negative 24 from our military spending. They don't like how much we spend on our military? That's interesting. Okay. So the idea here is that these two things, actually all three of these things will generate leverage. And since leverage is a percentage, their increasing leverage will shrink Russia's a little bit. We do this for like 10 years. Ooh, the Bessemer process. That's pretty good. Too bad I can't get trade privileges out of this. What about some goods? You want to buy some goods? Do you want to buy some goods, France? Ooh, want to buy some iron? Alright, that did a little bit. Why won't you give me trade privileges? It's not fair. Oh, can we get dyes off of you? Why is everybody so stingy with dyes in this timeline? Alright, let's try this. Hey! Alright. So this is going to do what now? So this will put them at 337. So we still need to... Alright. So we still need to get some more of our unclaimed ones. But this will actually help us get into the French one. But so yeah, their leverage is going from 446 now to 337, which is a little bit more manageable. And then when we get censorship, we will gain 25% back of our leverage. So we'll get plus 50%. So right now, pulling out the whole old handy dandy calculator here. So 634 times 50%. So we will retain 951. And so 951. We'll get back to that in a second. 951 minus the 793. So I had 158. So 951, 4365 plus 158, 4523. 951 divided by 4523. So our leverage share will jump up to 21%. So we'll have 210. Yes. And so that means people will need 410 to ask us. Yes, perfect. So these two guys will put each other in a deadlock and nobody will be able to ask us to join their power block. Because the problem is, if Russia will keep asking us, we'll keep losing 50 relations until they just finally go to war with us. All right. A little bit of late night math there. All right, we have censorship. Perfect. Never thought I would say that in this game. All right, we still don't have our level 5. Oh. So we're waiting. Oh, poops. We have it all the way at the bottom there. Okay. Alright, we're probably not getting to the 100 construction points tonight, but we are moving along. You know, I wonder, what is the world's... Ooh, I don't need this. Sales of this. So we would need to get up to a production of 1,000 to be the top 3 producers of steel. I feel like we could get there. We have enough people. We still haven't gotten these guys, though. Yeah, they'll get that throughput, too. We need to make coal more profitable, which is such a crazy damn thing to say. I mean, we really should just build a bunch of railroads here. Slaves on one of our nation's mercantile ships have risen up, seized control of the ship, and sailed to nearby Austria, where slavery is illegal. Ooh, here we go. Sorry, but we will issue a strong protest. And now we will get aristocrats' investment pool contribution. Oh. That executive died. Who's our new executive? Ooh, look at this red beard. Look at this red beard. And what's on the side of his face there? Is that hair? Oh, who? Okay. Ovidiu de Hohenzollern. Belgium. Belgium. What in the what? Oh, are you in the British market? Oh, well, get out of here then. Alright. What was I looking at before that guy? Oh, yeah. Hohenzollern. Alright, what do we got with this guy? Nothing. I think the other guy was giving us plus 5% throughput. He's a basic entrepreneur. Oh, well. An intelligentsia market liberal. Gotta love that. You know, so what we could also really go for here is steel frame buildings. So as much as I want this stuff, let's start going for that. So we'll go for that next. We're getting pharmaceuticals on tech spread? No. So let's do that. Actually, let's do pharmaceuticals sooner rather than later. Because we could really go for some medicine. Egalitarianism, labor movement, realism, psychiatry, and then steel frame buildings, and then we'll reassess. And then we have the universities coming up. Alright, what are we exporting here? Oh, we got a really good trade advantage on the exports of paper. Oh, and clothes. We're importing clothes. Very interesting. Why with the motors? Why with the motors? Alright, we do need to build up a bunch of trains. Alright, stuck at 78. We should have, or we should be able to form, yes, here we go, our premium steel. The liberal movement has convened in Bucharest to rally support and publicly discuss the specifics of census suffrage. The event has attracted much attention from locals. Huh, okay. Oh, we got the corn laws. Our prohibitive import tax on cereal grains has made it difficult for the poor to afford bread, with people in Romanian Bessarabia approaching the starvation line. Why, what is, Ooh, okay. Well, let's take a look at this company. Toma Ionescu. So he's an alcoholic. He likes to change his clothes, apparently. Alright, nothing there. And nothing there. Okay. Now, what industry right can we give you? Iron and coal. So I guess we're not giving this company anything extra, because that's what the other company is doing. Maybe we'll give them the trade rights then. Well, yeah, you just build us some steel. That is interesting, though. Hmm. Oh, man. I didn't I thought nobody was chatting anymore. I realized I had stopped the chat on my on my program here. Oh, man. I'm sorry, everybody. I was like, oh, it's getting late. Everybody is a little more quiet now. Oh, my God. I've missed a bunch of chat. My apologies. Damn. Okay. Oh, I gotta catch up here. So I missed some Total War chat. If you like board games, PAX Pamir is amazing and first taught me the great game. Oh, very cool. Okay. I heard Aggressive Coordination 3. I can't believe I did that. Jam. I heard Aggressive Coordination 3 is top tier because the average expansionist player dream. Ah, okay. Be careful when a rat comes in with a baguette. He'll try to groom you with a French accent. Be careful when you enter a rat with a... Yeah, he'll try to groom you with a French accent. Paradox Games is one of the games, yeah, that can make you say, yay, finally, censorship. Next road, outlawed dissent. Swebs. Oh, okay. His beard empowers the free market on all his own. The anti-marks. Yeah, Hosen Hollerin, suppression mobility, nobility. That's what I was thinking, right? That's what it sounded like. Don't forget to check if you're still taxing clothes and stuff. Yeah, I think I got rid of that stuff. Yeah, so just the fancy clothes. We are taxing opium, but the rest of the stuff are mainly upper strata stuff. Although we're starting to get to the point where I might need to get rid of the tax on transportation. I was wondering why you stopped reading comments. Yeah, I stopped reading comments because I'm an idiot. I was thinking I had bored him with my Total War yapping. Nope. It was just me being dumb. Yeah, it's funny because the last comment was like perfectly lined up right at the bottom of my screen, but I didn't realize the scroll bar, like, I guess was moving. But I was like, huh, okay. Chat died down. Oh man. Well, the reason why I realized it is because I went to the program here because I think we've reached the end for tonight, kind of at that time. But I appreciate everybody sticking with me as I seemingly ignored the entire chat. Yeah, pro streamer moment right there. That's gonna go. That's gonna go on the highlight reel. What a stream, right? The stream started with my mic not working and me not knowing how to fix it, and the stream ends with me not knowing how chat works. Pro streamer moment all around. Yeah, perfect way to end, by the way. Exactly. But hey, we did some work tonight, huh? So we got independence from the Ottomans. We are now a pretty high minor power. We're almost at our 100 construction points. We're looking cool on the map. So we're making progress here. We're making progress. So pretty good. All right. So we'll be doing more Victoria 3 on Monday next week. But the next time I'm on will be on Friday night for some Friday Night Frostpunk, some more Frostpunk 2. So check that out. Make sure to join the Discord if you haven't. I hope the auto message was working on both Twitch and YouTube. I think I saw it on YouTube. Maybe it wasn't working on Twitch. I don't know. But yeah, that'll be it for tonight. Thanks everybody for sticking around and watching. I appreciate it. And other than that, have a good rest of your night. And as always, be awesome. I'll see you next time.